Oh my god, I can't believe how it's grown out. 6 weeks later and my hair is entirely grown out, faded, patchy, and the kaleidoscope of colors with me harboring 4 different colors on my hair at one go. Today I'm starting my journey to even this color out completely and taking it blonde. A forecasted 3-month color corrective process that'll hopefully get me somewhere to this color or possibly with no hair left. Whilst I've attempted many such color transformations before, color corrective processes do go sour very quickly, very suddenly. So I'm aware that this could be my trickiest, most daring transformation yet. Because on top of wanting to reach blonde, I'm also adamant that I'm not going to damage it. Ooh. Okay. Welcome back, ladies and gents. So if you've been following me on my YouTube journey over the last few weeks, you'll know that one of the transformations that I attempted was bleaching my roots once again to bring back the iconic hot roots. Hot pink mixed with a really cool magenta end would be the look of the winter, and it absolutely was. However, if you want to know what such a color fades out into, living example. I'm not actually mad at how this color faded out. In fact, I'm low-key digging it. And I was very much debating with the concept of just extending the bleached root even further to just cover my regrowth, or else even possibly bleach stripes into my hair. However, I'm at that point in my career where I'm such a business girly in my day-to-day that I genuinely do not have time to be dyeing my hair that often. Introducing new bleach or even a potential zebra moment into my hair would not go with my lifestyle whatsoever, which is the #1 thing that I always tell any single person attempting any single hair change or considerable beauty change: work with it, never against it. So I have decided that because I currently really want to favor my career and as such looking put together and poised, I've decided that even my current bleached root is already kind of teetering on the edge of looking unprofessional for the role that I am trying to inhabit at this point in my life. So we brought back the naturals. Here's my plan. Over the next few months, I am intending to even out the color completely. Not only so, but removing all this red completely, sliding very gently into copper, ending up with my natural root color pretty much all over the top half of my hair and a gorgeous blended light blonde just in time for summer. Whilst I am ambitious and confident in saying that I will get there, how I will get there and the condition of my hair remains to be discovered. We're also definitely going to be running into some hurdles that are very normal with any color corrective service. So, kind of a do this at your own risk thing. Today's goal is not going to be daring in any sense. We're literally just going to be coloring over both my regrowth area and my bleached area. I could just very easily go over the whole thing with a berry color just to even it out, and it is going to be the quickest, easiest, and most foolproof way to get a very clear base. But I'm not going to do that for 2 reasons. One, it's currently springtime and this color is exclusively for winter. I'm over it. I did this in February. I'm really done with it. 2, because I know I'm going to be going lighter, the last thing that I feel like doing is introducing more depth into this. Any pigment that I'm adding in now is just going to be harder to extract later on, where I know I'm going to be extracting it as I move to copper and then hopefully blonde. So instead of reds, we're marching our ass all the way back to true golds. Now, if I were to do a color analysis of my natural root color, I would say that it is pretty spot on, just 7-0. Maybe there's a tiny bit of ash in there. Like a blend of these two seems like it's completely, absolutely, fully spot on. As we know from color theory, if we were to put on that exact color over this, there's a high likelihood that these two colors aren't going to read the same. Why? Because this isn't white. It's not even blonde. There's still some residual pink, very slightly. And then here there's the tiniest bit of orange. Now, when it comes to color corrective service, in particular when we are using color and not bleaches or color removers to fix our problems, we kind of have to be aware of what we're capable of doing. Applying a color will only get us so far. Like, we're literally just depositing dye into the hair, but we're not essentially tackling anything that is underneath. Normally this would be a problem. However, because I know that this part of my transformation is just the beginning of a longer series of transformations, today's goal is not necessarily to completely cancel out any of the orange or to even blend this section of my root to this section of my hair. Today's goal is literally just going to be to get a color as close as possible to my own regrowth color on the bleached part of my hair, so that I can then slowly start to allow my hair to grow without needing to touch it up. This entire portion will be tackled completely separately. With that in mind, I think I am still going to be doing just an even mix of the Igora 7-4, which is literally their beige series. An even mix of 7-4 and 8-4 to create a gentle beige color. Mixing this in equal parts with 10 volume developer because we're not lifting, we're very simply just depositing and mixing up hopefully the first formula in a long line of formulas that will get me towards my eventual goal. It's a slow process, baby, but a worthy one. Let's flipping go. By the way, did you know color charts are expensive as shit? This one right here was 100. I don't know why it seems expensive to me, considering I've used the shit out of this particular book, but it surprised me, I'm not going to lie. With our gloves and the mature and realistic understanding that most likely this process not gonna get us somewhere gorgeous. It's just gonna get us even. I'm gonna make a bit of an unrelatable disclaimer about myself that has the slight potential to get me cancelled. I really don't like home coloring videos, and it's always for the same reason. I will always encourage everyone to do something DIY for themselves, regardless of what it is. Home DIY, beauty, health, nutrition, fitness, your bloody taxes, because learning a skill, teaching yourself a skill is so vital, it's so important, it's so good for you. And if you might have noticed, basically my entire channel revolves around teaching you how you can tackle hair changes yourselves. A lot of times I will end up watching a video and instantly get an ick, a pet peeve, because they're not sectioning their hair well. Every single thing that you ever do to hair, you should, and it's in your best interest to do it in a way that will help you and will set you up for success. If there's a singular thing that my videos will teach you, it's to always keep your sections clean. Work with what you can see and understand where you're putting the product. Color corrective work can be both fun and extremely miserable. And so if you are a more creative person, or if you don't have the patience for it, don't become a color corrective stylist. It's the best thing that I can tell you. It can also be then extremely fun and rewarding, because if you did your research well, and if you prayed to the hair gods well enough, you might just end up with a result that seems weirdly successful. I definitely have the wrong contact lens in the wrong eye because I keep squinting, and I'm fairly sure that I mismatched them. First section is done. It looks okay so far. Pretty much the best I can give. On to the next. Like it's processing well because I'm not really seeing any light color. So now I'm just going to go in with a white tooth comb and start spreading it out so that we're not actually left with too much of a band. Just using the white tooth comb to blend some of that already oxidized dye upwards and down my hair. This is just going to break up that band of dye that is applied on the bleach sections and ensure that, irrelevant of how the color actually does oxidize, it doesn't just sit there in a singular strip and rather blends upwards and downwards. The color is already appearing like it's blending very well with my root color and even potentially with my ends, but the one thing about color corrections is that they can be deceiving you into a sense of stability, only to reveal a new color patch or a new strip or a new strand that did not end up getting coverage the right way, or the color didn't deposit perfectly, or it's oxidizing in a very weird way. So I am secure in my decision of the dye that I chose, keeping my expectations relatively low, especially when it comes to how good the outcome is going going to be. This is going to stay on my hair for an additional 20 minutes until the dye fully processes, oxidizes, and penetrates my hair. Then I'm just going to rinse it out, wash it, and hopefully we'll be left with a slightly more even base. Bye! Hello. It is the next morning and we are looking pretty damn blended. Pretty much all of the bleach sections of my hair are now completely covered with an even coating of my natural golden blonde color. And I now very successfully look like I just haven't dyed my hair in maybe 3 to 4 months. Considering this a pretty successful job. I am going to be renewing my passport later on today, which means I now need to create a passport appropriate photo that is going to be suitable for the next 10 years. I have all of my makeup over here with the extremely ancient Morphe palette that I really should discard off, but I still respect greatly, as well as a hairstyle that I've yet to do. But I do think I really just want to keep it super classy and timeless, meaning I think I'm just gonna go for like a classy blowout. I feel that will match my mostly waiter-esque look that I have going on, so that is what I'm going to be getting into today. And at some point in the future, I am also going to be tackling the purple, but that's not a problem for today. I'm starting with my hair first, just because I really want that to set the standard of how I wish to show up to the passport office. I was going to do a wig, and in fact I went on Instagram and asked everyone whether wearing a wig was actually permitted for a passport photo. I'm wearing a significant layer of makeup and jewelry, so I figured maybe I'll keep the CIA level detection to a minimal and go with my own hair-ish to the office. Even though I'm kind of going for just a very classy bent-in blowout style, I'm going to be using a curler rather than a hairdryer or a straightener or a Dyson. I have a deeply obsessive, loving relationship with this exact curler. I use it for almost every single hair change that I do, as well as every single wig that I send out to anyone. Like, this is the curler that has now reclaimed its value tenfold. The sad thing is I can't even recommend this to you because it was a limited collection with Bellamy. Like, I genuinely don't think they have this curler available, and it's gorgeous. Look how gorgeous this is. Beautiful. I like to just smooth out my roots with the curler first. This just genuinely gets rid of any sort of fluff or frizz, and then I'm literally just going to do this. Oh, that's it. Look at this color. I know we just dyed this yesterday, but this genuinely looks like my own hair growing out after months of not coloring. I'm actually incredibly impressed at the color match, because normally there is usually still room for discrepancy even with the correct color formulation. And short of there being the slightest shadow where the two colors met, it does look like a very good blend. It's considered a win in my books. I'm just gonna finish with a touch of oil, mainly to control the frizz and to try to refresh this color because this is fading drastically. I also have a ton of baby hairs, and as refreshing as that is to see, it is rather annoying when you have a random collection of hairs just growing upwards. I think this is a vibe. Are my roots growing out? Yes. Is my hair still styled and doesn't look that heinous? Also yes. Now I need to go ahead and do my makeup so that it is passport appropriate, but also quite fun to see with the hair change. So let me go and do that, and then I'll be back to show you the very finished result. Oh, ew, ew, ew. You've come to see the beautiful toilet. So why are you here? If it pisses on my wigs, I'm gonna kill it. Very good, because they're on the side. Okay. No, I'm good. Bye-bye. Either. Feel free to close the door behind you.
When a nearby S&S cafeteria shuttered after 43 years in business.
Didn't realize how horribly complex restaurants work.
Yes, ma'am. Some of Lewis's chefs even brought old recipes from former chains.
But they abandoned it. But I will always raise the price before I cut the quality.
They're seeing traffic growth, but traditional fast food giants like Wendy's and McDonald's just aren't seeing the same momentum.
It's the same level of freshness and quality that a fine dining restaurant would order.
So the Magnolia Room's food was delicious, but it also reimagined what a cafeteria could be.
Natural root color matched bleached strip color correction. The first of many in my series to blonde. As far as color corrections go, I'm going to call this a complete success. Not only did the dye blend completely well with my own natural hair color, the color match is also pretty spot on. The color genuinely looks like my own roots, and it literally looks like I just haven't colored my hair in a while. The health is also intact, the original color remained intact, and I look a tiny bit more presentable as I go on my everyday life whilst I wait for the plan to tackle this. It was the very first transformation that I've done in order to achieve my dream blonde color, the next of which is going to be figuring out what to do with this color exactly. Subscribe to this channel so you do not miss the next step of this insane transformation. Will I bleach it? Will I color remove it? Will I leave it as is? I have absolutely no idea yet. The singular thing that I can promise is that I will be trying something. Every single product that I used for this video is going to be linked down the description box below, as well as every single tool that helped me achieve this exact styling. This is also my passport appropriate makeup and hairstyle, which I am now going to go and fulfill. So for the next 10 years, this is exactly what's being cemented to border patrol across many different countries, hopefully.